Welcome back to another episode of the Bear Trap on the Boomer Bust channel, a Bears podcast by a Bears fan. I'm your host, Terry, and thank you. If you're subscribed, if you're not, think about clicking that button. Either way, hit a thumbs up. That helps grows the channel, and I thank you for it. So, a couple things I gotta say. Maybe we might lose some listeners, but first things first. I have to say, and this happens every single season, at least once, but less frequently. I just have to say this. Look, as a reminder for people that might be new to the channel, this might be your first time and everything. I appreciate you for listening, but I do want to remind everybody, I'm a YouTuber. I'm not a content creator. In my mind, there's a difference. I have a full-time job. I'm full-time in school. This I do on the side because I love football, love the Bears, all that stuff. So hopefully everybody that's been listening since day one, there's certain things that I'm just not going to be able to do. And there's certain things I'm not going to tolerate. If you come for me in the comments, I'm coming for you. And so I got I'll find some time to come for you. That might be the Aries in me, but that's how it is. So, we can go back and forth. We can disagree, but as I tell people, as long as it's respectful, as long as you have a reason behind it, we can disagree. But when it's not respectful, there's no reasoning, then I'm gonna come for you because I'm not gonna allow that on my channel. The whole reason I started this was to be the opposite of sports media, which is entertaining, sure, but we're here to talk real stuff. So we're here for that. Second thing, better Bears fans, as kind of I was talking about before. I've been saying since the beginning, better Bears fans. Watch the film, people. It's not like, honestly, most of the stuff, like I said, I'm not doing this for money. I don't get paid. I don't get anything. I literally get nothing. I just do this for fun. But when the film sessions aren't being watched, I'm going to keep doing them because I love it. But come on now. Better Bears fans, we watch the film, especially with the drought we had last year where we couldn't watch film. Now we can. Watch the film, people. If you are making strong opinions, I'm going to listen to it. But if you're not watching the film, I'm already looking at you a little bit with a side eye. Those who watch the film, we have a different discussion. So when I do film sessions, man, check it out, man, because it's good stuff in my opinion. All right, so with all that being said, let's talk about Justin Fields. I know we're playing tomorrow, and so we're going to have a little nighttime discussion that you can, chew on till noon, kickoff tomorrow, in Chicago at Soldier Field. I probably should have talked about this before, but I wanted to bring it up because it was a lot of interesting talk with the Claypool trade, which I've talked about. We've done all that. That's fine. Some is mixed, like whether or not you agree. It is mixed. And I can't say that I'm the, authority on that, but I do feel like I look into different spaces, and you might look more spaces than me, but I think it's mixed. To say that some don't like it, some do. And I don't have like data on that, but that's kind of how I feel where, whether you're talking about national media, local fans, all, other NFL fans, it seems kind of mixed. But anyway, Ryan Poles kind of talked about this being, a step in the direction of helping Justin Fields. A lot of reporters have taken that and changed it into this is a sign that they have faith in Justin Fields. I don't necessarily agree with that, but it just has brought up this conversation of Justin Fields has improved over the season, and we know he's the franchise and all that. So let's start here. Number one, I'm sure there are people that are fans of Justin Fields, but obviously I do draft content. And so that year when Justin Fields was coming out, I told you he was one of the quarterbacks I really liked. And I was excited at the prospect that the Bears could get him, just because he wasn't highly touted enough where he was out of reach. And we didn't really know. Like Trevor Lawrence, we knew. But Zach Wilson, we didn't know how much people would like him. Trey Lance, we didn't know if the rumors were true. They end up being true. So especially once Zach Wilson and Trey Lance went high, it was like, okay, we have a chance to get Justin Fields, but we have to make a move. I didn't think we would get Justin Fields because I didn't think the McCaskies would give Ryan Pace the leeway to make a big move if they weren't going to be here, which they clearly weren't, and I told you the year before. So they did, and maybe that speaks to our ineptitude, but either way, they gave him the license to trade away picks. We got Justin Fields. If you ask my friends in my circle that I was there watching the draft, I lost it. And that was a lot of my coworkers. I considered them friends at the time, but man, yeah, I regret how I lost it. But I lost it. I absolutely lost it because I've watched, and again, if you a true A1 day one, you listen to my draft stuff. I've evolved over the years. There's still positions where I have blind spots just because the tape is not available. With quarterback is one of those spots where I feel pretty strongly about. I'm not 100% because, as I tell you in my draft content, there's always 1/3 we don't know, and that's the person. We don't get to meet these people. If you ever coach a sport, coach football, you know that it comes down to the person, not just the athletic ability, but the person. And so I don't know. And so some people, like a Josh Rosen, I throw myself under the bus. On tape, he had everything that you needed. And then he gets to the league. Now, there were talks about his personality, but I don't know him. I don't really know how bad it is. And apparently, football wasn't enough for him to get better. So Justin Fields, from what I saw on film, I was very confident to say, look, his arm, we know, his speed, all that, his toughness is what we saw in Ohio State playoff run. And I really liked what we could get out of him. And so we ended up getting him. I went crazy, and I was really happy with it. And fast forward, what I've done my reviews. I've done the film on Justin Fields. And I told you from the very beginning, I do not like the situation last year because it's going to put a young quarterback who I think 90% of the time is going to you're going to put a quarterback into a situation where they don't have the pieces around them to really unlock their talent and confidence. And 90% of the time, young quarterbacks do not recover from that. And I'm talking about bad situations, not like, mediocre situations. And so we've seen that over time. I mean, I wouldn't say Geno. So I was thinking Geno Smith, but I'm not going to say that because that was a different circumstance. But overall, young quarterbacks and young players in general need that confidence. And the whole league has changed where they expect you to be great early on if you're a first-round pick, even if you're a quarterback. And this is a position that there's so many factors into you doing well, but they still expect it. So I think with these young quarterbacks, once you rob them of their confidence, they get into bad habits. And I've seen it over many years at this point with the mobile quarterback, the quote-unquote mobile. And Justin Fields, unfortunately, has not been mobile like Pat Mahomes or Aaron Rodgers or Josh Allen. He's been mobile more like a Lamar Jackson. And I told people with any quarterback, even Kyler Murray and all that, once they fall in love with something that makes them confident, it's hard to get them out of that. And so that's the problem where you get guys, and I commend Lamar for getting better, where you get guys who fall in love with that because that's what gains yards, that's what gets the crowd going, that's the way they feel they're contributing. And they're first looking for a way to escape more than they're looking to see what the play is to make a pass. And you can't win that way as a quarterback. And that's been proven over and over again. So Justin Fields was in this position where he could fall into that trap. And he didn't get a whole lot of games last year, but I started to see that happen. And then this year, the rain game didn't help. We started to see that happen. And I talked about how they ripped the roster down and didn't really give him a chance. And so far, obviously you could watch the recaps. You know how I've been covering the Bears and what I think of them. But we have seen Getsy be very creative. And in the last 2 weeks, we've seen them gear the offense towards a more college, high school type offense where your best athlete is the quarterback and we're going to make the best of it. And it's really making, chicken salad out of broken eggs. I'll say that to put it nicely. And so I love the creativity from Getsy. I feel like some people are being disingenuous when they say we're going to now invest in Justin Fields because we believe in him. Well, you are the reason he's in this bad position. If I'm going to really evaluate a quarterback as the new GM, I'm not going to say, okay, let me rip all the talent out and not help you and then evaluate you. Like, that doesn't make sense. To me, you were never evaluating them at all. And so you weren't really trying to see if Justin Fields was the guy or not, unless you thought he wasn't the guy and you threw him to the fire so the rest of the world could see he's trash and you can move on. And then he persevered and survived through that and you're like, oh crap, maybe he is good. And so maybe it's the coach, because a lot of the successful stuff he's done has been manufactured yards where he doesn't have to read a lot and he knows what to do. And of course, him scrambling, and then now them using him in the quarterback run. But either way, I think that whole conversation about we're investing in him for the future is a little disingenuous. But either way, we're at a point now where the Bears have been feisty. They fought, and Justin Fields has shown a lot of heart and of what he can do. So the question is, going forward, what does that look like? What does that mean to you? I put the poll up in the community tab before I started recording this. So if you didn't see that, go vote. But I asked the question, what would you do with Justin Fields? And for me, out of those options, I would probably let him play through his player, what is it called? The 5th year option. So, this is his 2nd year. You got him for 3 and 4. And right now, I would let him play through those 5 years. If I'm secure in what the team is and what the the ownership is going to support me in, I'm probably going to continue like I did. I got Claypool, even though I didn't love that move, but you got him. And you're going to do some other things. I'm going to continue to add things and see how he responds. Because he's been in the gutter. And he has gave you at least something of quality. And so now I'm going to continue to add pieces. And I'm not in a rush. It's only his 2nd year. So I know he has the heart, but now can he get better? Can he get better as a quarterback? So I'm going to continue through that 5th year extension, because why not? I mean, the only other thing you can argue is if you extend him now or next year, it's going to be cheaper than down the line. So yes, you can consider that, but I don't know. For me right now, I would plan on playing him through his 5 years and seeing where we are at that point. That's what I would do. But for those people that are talking about Justin Fields improving, for me, that's not what I've seen on film. Everything we've seen is what we already knew. We get people that talk about that and debate about that, which is always weird to me. It's literally weird to me. It's like, say Sauce Gardner. For example, Sauce Gardner is, to me, one of the most prototypical, not candidate, what's the word? Not candidate, prospect over the last few years. But there's a couple that you could talk about. But anyway, so let's just say Sauce Gardner. Sauce Gardner didn't have any character red flags. He didn't have any athleticism red flags. He didn't have production red flags, all that. He comes into the league, he gets an interception. Oh my God, Sauce Gardner has established himself as one of the best defenders. And it's just like, why did you have to doubt that? I mean, there are certain players, like they end up at the combine running a 4.6 and pulling a hamstring at corner. And you're like, well, we don't know if they got long speed. Or there's linemen that might put up 10 reps on the bench. We don't know how strong he is. Like, stuff like that. And they prove you wrong. But, like, Sauce had no question marks. But it shows me that it doesn't matter what you do in the process. It doesn't matter where you get drafted. Until people see it, they think you can't do it. And so Justin Fields, build-wise, athleticism-wise, production-wise, combine-wise, all that stuff, you know he's fast. And he's scrambling, getting out of tackles, running, and it's like, oh my God, Justin Fields has been improving as a runner. No, he has not. He's been a runner since probably second grade. So, and then people say, his arm is so good. Like, his arm was good in college. There's very few people. I would say Josh Allen is the one person I could think of. Running backs, there's a lot of them. But, like, very hard things to change. Josh Allen is the first person I could think of that changed his trajectory in his career. Because he did not have accuracy. And most people say you can't improve on that. I don't think that's true. He reworked his throwing motion using a lot of technology we have today. A lot of people say it's because Stephon Diggs. But look, Stephon Diggs played with Kirk Cousins. It ain't like, no one gave Kirk Cousins any, kudos for improving. I think it was no coincidence that he reworked his mechanics and became a top tier guy, because he completely changed his launch angles, his footwork. He changed his lower body exchange to his upper body and improved his accuracy. And you don't see that a lot. And so, but my point is, people get excited over things we already knew. We already knew about this person. And so maybe that's just me as a draft person, but Justin Fields has not improved to me significantly on film. All the things that he showed as, a red flag as a rookie is still a red flag. All the things that are positive about him are still positive. So, yeah, they're utilizing him. They're giving him more chance to run. They're giving him, more of that stuff. But I already knew he could do that. And so the question next is, what you already do, is that the formula for winning in the NFL? For Justin Fields, the answer is no. It's nice. It's a cherry on top. It could be effective, but is the formula for winning in the NFL? When you're talking about ability to read pre-snap, ability to read post-snap, when you're talking about pocket manipulation, not knowing the pressure's there, but where to step up in the pocket, when to run, when to threaten run and make a throw. Aaron Rodgers, Josh Allen, and Patrick Mahomes. That stuff he's not there with. But his ability to outrun somebody, his ability to be tough, his ability to throw hard, I knew he could do that. So to me, he hasn't improved, but that people take that as a negative, as me bashing Justin Fields. No, remember, I went crazy when we drafted him. I know he has these talents. And I just want to see him improve on what we already know and start being able to add to his game. And part of that is the roster. And some people say, well, Claypool was the perfect move. I don't think it was the perfect move. I don't think it was a great move. I think it was a good move, but not necessarily one I would have made. But either way, people forget Ryan Poles made this move. It's so good for Justin Fields. Ryan Poles is the reason we're in this situation. He's the reason we're 31st in passing as far as receiving yards and all that. So don't forget, they ripped it down to the bones, threw him out to the fire, and now we're talking about building up and seeing what he can do. But either way, the question is, what would you do with Justin Fields right now? And for me, again, you could go vote on the poll. For me, the answer is let him play through his 5th-year extension. What do you think? Go down in the comment section, let me know. Share it around, get the conversation started. Thumbs up, subscribe, and remember, stay up and bear down.